What's up, guys? Hopefully this is coming out good. We just switched camera, so I hope that the quality looks good. And I'm super excited about what we're going to talk about today. We just had a super successful month with a new client that just went live about 30 days ago. Thus far, they've spent $647 in ads that has turned into just over $2,600 in sales. So that's what I'm wanting to go over with you today. Quick win that we're happy about, that hopefully you can see exactly what we're doing for our clients. So let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, so you can see our typical dashboard. Program does three things, just like you guys know. Our program gets awareness for your restaurant, that builds a database, and then we utilize that database to drive sales going forward. So we're going to go ahead and start over here on the left-hand side of getting awareness. You can see in about 30 days, they've gotten just under 63,000 ad impressions, just over 1,100 engagements. That $647 they've spent in ads not only has gone to increase the sales in their restaurant, but it's also gotten them almost 500 people who have raised their hand and said, hey, I'd like that offer. And they, in exchange for that, have given us their phone number, their birthday, and their email so we can reach back out to them in the future to drive them back in. We've also had almost 8% of those people actually walk in the doors and spend money with us during the first month. So 38 people who have never been to the restaurant before, we got them to walk in the door off of cold traffic from Facebook. And on average, they're spending about $70 every time they come in. So what's really cool about Tables Full? It's always knowing your acquisition costs. So right now, this client knows 30 days in with our program, every time he's spending $17 in ad spend on Facebook, someone's walking in the door to spend $70. That's going back to that flywheel effect that we talked about the other day. If you had the ability to see your true acquisition cost and what it's costing you to drive in a new customer who has never even heard of the restaurant before off the street and into your restaurant to spend $70, if you knew the acquisition cost was $17, now you have that flywheel effect where you can just spend $17, and each time you know someone's walking in the door to spend $70 in this client's case. That's the benefit of knowing the true acquisition cost of marketing. With traditional media, you would never have that information. That's what makes Tables Full so special. You can see annual impact already almost at $15,000 just off of the small database we built him so far. So, based off of the looks of the results this client has had, this program is going to be extremely successful in their restaurant here within the next couple of months, especially with what type of restaurant it is and where it's located. I expect to see really, really big numbers from this. So this is how they turned $647 in ad spend into almost $3,000 in sales, not to mention almost an additional $15,000 per year going back into their pocketbook. And then, obviously the coolest thing is they now know every time they spend $17, someone's walking in to spend $70. They can do that as many times as they want, and now they know exactly how much it costs to acquire a new customer. Now, what are we doing for these people? Just like we talked about on a couple of lives ago, we are running these essentially sell for three strategy. Since it was the first month, these visits were driving in that first initial visit from that audience. So now we have 38 people who have at least had one specific visit with us. We know they've walked in the door and spent money. If we did nothing here going forward to reach back out to them, the likelihood that they're going to come back for a visit too, like we always discuss, is only about 40%. The good news is with running the Tables Full program, we can up this percentage significantly with either sending relevant messages to that customer or sending them a follow-up offer to drop them back in the door for a second visit. If we didn't do anything on their second visit, but they came in regardless, the likelihood they're going to come back for a third is still only about 40%. The good news is, like we said, with Tables Full, that significantly goes up. And once you get somebody in 3 times, regardless of how you're marketing to them, you pretty much own them at that point. The likelihood they're going to come back almost doubles and goes up to almost 80%. And from that point, we like to say at least they've gotten that customer for badge life. So if you're curious on where that client is in this sell for 3 funnel, all 38 of those people who walked in month one are on their first visit. Our goal is to pump as many people on that as possible each month, and then consistently grow the second and third visit from people who have already been in the door. The cool thing is we're doing this through the Fill Your Tables method and not through traditional media. You see most restaurants are using that ad budget, that $647 each month, to just grow sales on the back end. Now, let's say they did the exact same thing as what we're doing now, except without the database key. They would have a sales increase. They would have had that $2,600 per month increasing in their sales. However, what they would not have had and what they would have missed out on is the 500 people database that we built in that they can use going forward to grow sales. That's going to affect their sales by an additional $15,000 each and every year, just based off of the first month of us running the program. So that is how this client turned $647 into almost $3,000, really almost $15,000 if you look at the annual impact, and how we're going to consistently keep doing this for this client predictably and repeatably every single month. If you're curious on how you could get this implemented for your restaurant and how we could fill your tables, feel free to check out the link below. It'll have a quick 10-minute video of me walking through exactly what we do for all of our clients. We'd love to have you on there. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.